Well, you likely know Schneider Electric as APC, a UPS hardware vendor, and a good one, or a great one, hopefully. But what you might not realize is that we're also equally passionate about software, and Schneider Electric is very serious about it and very good at it. While everyone's chasing the same stories, fighting for the same mind share, power is actually an open lane for you to differentiate. Think of it differently, and it can unlock more doors than you might think. In fact, it can unlock your next big customer acquisition. And that's what we're here to talk to you about. We call it the Power Infrastructure Assessment. This is an easy, compelling way for you to start this conversation with your customers. You can use it as a hunting tool. You can use it as a consultation tool. Or you could just use it as a revenue-driving tool. So we're going to power forward. I'm going to pass it over to my buddy Larry here. He's going to tell you a little bit more about the tool, the value of it, some successes that we've seen with partners and customers that might be yours now to own.
Thanks, John. Before I talk about how we're going to help you bring value to your customers, I want to talk a little bit about why this matters and why your customers will care. So let's talk about downtime. Downtime is always happening at a most inconvenient time, and it's incredibly disruptive. And 25% of the time, it's because of an unmanaged or reactively managed UPS. Now you might be saying, all right, Larry's the power guy. Of course he's going to say the number one reason that this causing downtime is because of UPS. Well, this is actually not our data. This was a survey that was done by the Ponemon Institute, which is a third-party company, and if you Google them, you'll see that they do these surveys on a regular basis. But it is kind of concerning that a UPS is the number one reason for downtime. Because in 2025, most customers know that they need to buy a UPS when they're putting distributed IT equipment in their distributed environment. But for some reason, they think that the job is done. They buy the equipment, they buy the UPS, and they basically set it and forget it. Or they just react, or they manage it reactively. Because of this, they have no visibility to what's going on with that UPS, or they're reacting to an event that already happened, and this causes downtime. All of these things are actually preventable if you have the right level of visibility, actionable data, and a comprehensive lifecycle management plan. But the reality is this actually has real consequences to your customers. So because they don't have visibility, they end up using resources and time chasing ghosts, which ends up having them do additional truck rolls or extended downtime. There's also the intangible cost to the customer. This is the cost of loss of productivity or loss of revenue or even potentially loss of reputation. So in this particular case, same fleet, the only additional data point I use, so we use a calculation of downtime costing $50 per minute. And in this case, it would cost them about $4,500 to their business. Now, the reality is most customers have no idea of the magnitude of these costs to their business. And when we sit down and educate them, it is a surprise. But when we do talk to them, there are some very common themes that they relay back to us. The first is that they want to standardize their support or reduce their cost to serve. They want to standardize their support costs. And they want to actually free up their people to go and focus their time on stuff that brings value to their customers. The problem is that there's typically not a budget for this. They don't know how to do it. But we, as Schneider Electric, can help them and actually help you to provide that value to them. There's actually 3 different ways that we can work with you. One is as a hunting tool, and you'll see there's a thread going on in the background. The first thing that we do is actually we give you rich data on this customer. We have a 10-year look back on the install base. We have visibility into the number of calls they made into our tech support line. So we can use that to show how much time they're spending reactively managing the UPSs. And then thirdly, we actually take that data and we have an edge calculator. We'll actually show the customer what it costs them to manage this today based off of some assumptions, and you can see some of them in the tool. And then also what it would cost if they actually outsource that to a partner like yourself. The other thing that you can do is you can leverage this as a consultative tool. So within our software, we have additional rich data that you can use. One of the things that we have is an uptime report or downtime report. where we actually will show you how much time has resulted from a power outage where the UPS actually ran out of battery and it resulted in downtime. And we'll show you where that's happening within the customer's environments. You can go and consult with them on how to manage that and make sure that that environment meets the requirements of what they're looking for. If you think that power infrastructure is a good opportunity for your business, to expand your business, or if you're interested in actually expanding the experience with your customer, or you're actually looking to break some of your own rules, then please scan the QR code, come talk to us at our booth, and let's build together. Thank you.